good afternoon, or maybe still morning. Welcome to XM Live Education. This is the beginner's room. My name is Stanislav Kolev, and I will welcome you to Indicators Masterclass, which is another session here in the project um, where we're trading using different technical indicators. And not only if there is a signal that is using different form of configuration, then we use it. Of course, we don't neglect it. The important thing is that I will here to be answering your questions. So any comments, setups, ideas, bring them on. And as always, I invite you to have this session as an open debate and open discussion. We have absolutely nailed the non-farm payrolls, and I think that this all might be a little bit of a priced in, and I'm actually looking to flip directions this week. I'm looking to short US dollar against some particular instruments, and um, of course, if the data suggests and allow us to take those actions. But before that, I think that the buying will continue, and I somehow observe, let me open this. I somehow observe that we are breaking above this channel that was generated by the um, by the indicator point of return. So long story short, we have been coming down and we had a impulsive breakout above this zone. So the moment that we flip green, it's kind of low time frame entry, but it's that's dollar Japanese yen. I don't have to say the instrument because you see it already. Um, and as soon as I have the 5-minute confirmation here, I'm going to jump into it. So the moment that we flip to blue, this is going to be the moment that I'm trading this. I see in the previous session Nikitas, Danushka, Nunes, and a couple of other um, legends in the chat. Welcome on board, guys. Let's have this session as an open debate, open discussion, and let me know if you also did trade the non-farm payrolls um, with with me, and what was the outcome there. I think it was, or at least for me, maybe I was a little bit biased there. It was kind of obvious that the data will hit higher and we are going to anticipate this event. I think that's probably just me, but it was way too obvious with the higher number. So in this 5 minutes, it's going to close just now. We have a confirmation. So I'm going to buy now with the POR. I'm going to be buying dollar Japanese yen, where we have a combined signal. We also have a spring, plus we have a break above this high, leg up, and continuation on the upside. So buying dollar Japanese yen is what I want to do. My stop loss will be below the major low with like 30 pips, 1.5, which is realistic 20. And if I go 0.25, this is going to be roughly 50 euro. Yes, exactly. So I'm risking half percent. It's still early. Um, Mondays before the US market, I tend to be not too aggressive there. And we have it on dollar Japanese yen long. Now, the target that I have for this setup, as you know, my expectations for the downside is as soon as we make a false breakout on the upside here. So when this happens, I will be glad to reverse. So my take profit, I say at 149.70. I think it's a some good zone. Also, if we project, yeah, it's even a little tight. Maybe I leave it. Maybe I leave it. No, that's fine. I think in terms of risk to reward, 50 for 200, I think that's more than enough. Then I will use this liquidity to execute some setups, some setup with bigger risk or 2% um, risk per trade. I think that is fair in terms of an execution. So dollar Japanese yen, small long position, 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio. I'm going to show you right now a stop loss and take profit in case it matches your criteria. So stop loss is 48.00 and take profit is 49.70. 1 versus 4 risk to reward ratio, even a little bit higher. Now, the other setup that is running, voila, this is the pound Japanese yen. And I somehow, if yen does weaken down and we have a lot of Fed members in the following days, if you watch me earlier, I've mentioned which exactly of them we have. I think that the Japanese yen could get a little weaker before it gets stronger. So pound yen, I can also expect some other wave up, but I'm generally bearish on the pound. The only problem that I have is if I will have to match it with some other instruments that I like, they are kind of FOMO. They are kind of FOMO already. And the other one that I like, which is pound versus Australian dollar, I have one position, but tomorrow morning we have Reserve Bank of Australia, and it's an overnight event. Meeting, yes. Business covenant. Um, I don't want to bump directly into the event. I probably will give it a little bit of room and time. Yeah, I think that's some. So I'm not going to trade Australian dollar before the news. Um, Pound Aussie, if we make some uptrust tomorrow morning, that would be nice for the sell. And I have also a very good one as well. Aussie dollar, we're exactly coming at the buying zone, resistance, volumetric point of control as well. So in a case that we have some spike down below, I will look to be a buyer. I would look to be a buyer on the Australian dollar. Yeah, most definitely. I think also it's going to get some further pump due to China, etc. So I am bullish. Yeah. When it's happened, when it comes to Reserve Bank of New Zealand, they're going to have their meeting on Wednesday morning, and expectations are for them to cut rates with 50 basis points, which I believe it is being priced in. So maybe pound New Zealand might be some good spot. Let's check it out. 4 hour. Ooh, up trust. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to right away, straight away, trade the pound New Zealand dollar. It's 70 points. In New Zealand, Euro New Zealand, 1.78. So 78 divided by 1.78, it's 43. So if I point 0.01, it's going to be 45 euro to the highs. Let's check it out if the calculation is correct. 41, yeah, let's put 43 euro. Uh, Guys, pound New Zealand was just shorted right now. I've been talking about this pound for quite some time already. Um, and if you look at the pound dollar, I'm still maintaining sell bearish bias. I'm also going to protect my positions that I have on the downside with the pound dollar currently running with 330 points. I think it might be appropriate. I think this might be appropriate for some further downside. At least it's how it look alike. So I'm ready to give up like 75 points for the sake of still maintaining this. And for the sake of some further downside, probably the best time to unload it will be on Thursday before the inflation data. I think it might be very appropriate to start unloading some buy dollar there and look to trade the vice versa opposite direction. And it's actually something that is the ultimate best scenario um, for the Fed to have some strong labor data and have inflation going down. That's the best thing that could happen there. It's it's better than, I mean, it's the ultimate achievement to have inflation going down at the same time, strong and robust uh, labor market. So we traded pound New Zealand just now, and let me know if there are any particular instruments that you would like me to comment about. Could be currency, commodity, cryptocurrency, any of the indices, just anything that you like, guys. Don't hesitate and bring it on. What I see here on oil, yeah, it's making some good profits. We're making some good profits on this, but wow. Um, this is fear. This is fear. This is fear of hitting oil basis. 78. How how far that will go? I'm y- yeah, that's a good one. I'm thinking to I'm thinking to unload a little bit.